You ever get that feeling that life is just something that happens to you? Like you're just a passenger along for the ride and things are kind of out of your control? Well, what if I told you that's all a massive illusion? Today, we're diving into a pretty radical idea. You are always, and I mean always, in the driver's seat. And realizing that, that's the secret to unlocking some serious power in your life.
So, our guide for this little journey is the one and only Mark Manson. All these insights are pulled straight from his huge bestseller, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And look, Manson has this amazing way of just cutting through all the usual self help noise with some seriously profound and, yes, sometimes profane wisdom.
All right, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just picture this. You have to run a full 26.2 miles. Now, on the one hand, imagine you're being forced to do it at gunpoint. It would be terrifying, right? Agonizing pain, a total nightmare. Now picture the same run, but this time it's a marathon you've trained months for. Your friends are cheering, you're hitting your stride. I mean, yeah, it still hurts like crazy, but the pain it's meaningful. It's a victory. So it's the exact same distance, the same physical pain. What's the only difference? The feeling of choice.
And that right there perfectly lays out the difference between a painful problem and a powerful one. See, when we feel like our problems are just forced on us, when we feel like we have zero control, that's when we feel like victims. And that's exactly when we feel miserable. I think we all know that feeling, don't we? Being stuck in a job you can't stand or a relationship that's just stuck. That feeling of being trapped almost always comes from this sense that you didn't choose it and you've got no power to change it. But what if that feeling is built on a lie we've been telling ourselves? Okay, so this brings us to what Manson calls the responsibility/fault fallacy. And this is a total game changer. It's all about understanding the huge difference between what you're to blame for and what you're responsible for. And check out the timing here, because it's super important. Fault? That's always past tense. It's about looking back and blaming someone for choices that are already done and dusted. But responsibility? That's happening right now, in the present. It's all about the choices you're making in this very moment, no matter what life has just tossed your way. Manson uses this unforgettable example to really make it click. So picture this. A newborn baby is just left on your doorstep. Now, is it your fault? No, of course not. You had nothing to do with it. But is it now your responsibility? 100%. You have to choose what to do. Call the police, bring the baby inside. Whatever you do, you are responsible for that choice and its consequences. We've all heard that classic superhero line, right? With great power comes great responsibility. But Manson just flips it on his head. And honestly, this is where things get really interesting. He argues, with great responsibility comes great power. The more you step up and accept responsibility for what's happening in your life, even the stuff that is absolutely not your fault, the more power you actually gain to change things. And that's the big, radical truth of it all. You are always choosing. There's no escaping it. Every single moment of every single day, we're making choices about how we interpret things and how we respond to them. This quote from the book just nails it. You don't always get to control what happens to you, the unexpected breakup, the layoff, the baby on the doorstep, but you always, always control how you interpret it and how you respond. That is your choice. And that choice, that's where all your power is hiding. And hey, this isn't just some new agey idea. Way back in the 19th century, the philosopher William James was dealing with all sorts of health problems and a really deep depression. So he decided to run an experiment on himself. For 1 full year, he would live his life as if he were 100% responsible for everything that happened to him. And that simple shift in mindset, it completely transformed his life, pulling him out of total despair. He literally called it his rebirth. Okay, so this all leads us to one final, really powerful idea. If we're always choosing our reactions, it means we're also kind of choosing our problems. The secret to a good life isn't about trying to get rid of all your problems. That's impossible. It's about finding better, more meaningful problems to solve. Think about it. Everyone wants the good stuff, the amazing job, the perfect relationship, the big win. That part's easy. Here's a much more interesting, much more important question to ask yourself. What pain are you willing to put up with? What struggle are you willing to sustain to get what you really want? Because true happiness isn't about avoiding pain. It's what you feel after you've solved the problems you chose to take on. And in the end, that's what defines who you are. It's not about your achievements or what you want out of life. It's about what you're willing to struggle for, right? The person who gets fit is the one who is willing to struggle through the burn at the gym. The person who becomes a writer is the one willing to struggle with a blank page. Who you are is a direct reflection of the struggles you're willing to embrace. So many of us get stuck on the how. But how do I change my life? How do I start? And the incredible answer this whole idea gives us is there is no how. You're not waiting for some secret formula. You are already choosing. You're doing it right now, in this moment. The only question left is, knowing that you have this power, what will you choose next?